Hi Achievers, this is Pratyush, the High Performance Coach, and welcome back to Infinite Mind, where I enable working professionals to build a high performing career by using the latest science of neurolinguistic program, neuroscience, epigenetics, theology. If you follow my videos from last couple of months where I keep on talking about why independent thinking is the crucial driver of success, let's go deeper and understand what are the facets of the independent thinking. And let's understand one of the factor which is called the programming. What is a programming? The programming is nothing but a unwritten code which is embedded inside the human body and mind and the brain, and which drives the action. So in this particular video, we'll understand the details about what is called programming, how the programming forms, who creates the programming, and how the programming is the driver behind my action. So as you know, just which I explained right now, programming is an unwritten code which is being embedded inside the human body. And let's understand how the programming formed. And prior to that, I'm going to use two of the terms. One is called the conscious mind, and the second one is called the unconscious mind or the subconscious mind. So let's understand how the subconscious mind or the which is called the subconscious programming formed. So let's deep dive and understand how the formation is happening. And for that, I'll take you to the child which is there inside the mother's womb. The science talks about the programming start forming inside the mother's womb after the first trimester of pregnancy. You'll be surprised to know. That means for the baby who spends roughly 9 months inside the mother womb, after the first 3 months, the last 6 months, the programming starts happening. That means by the time the baby comes out, 6 months of programming is already installed. How does it happen? So the baby is constantly downloading information inside the mother's womb exactly the way the mother is constantly feeling. That's why we keep on telling the mother to feel good about her, take a lot of care about herself, eat well, sleep well, take ample amount of rest, and visualize well for the entire well-being of the baby inside. And constantly what the mother is feeling in terms of his thoughts, actions and behaviors, it's constantly getting transmitted into the baby which is inside the mother's womb. And by the time the baby comes out after 9 months, for a period of almost next 6 years, the programming start happening. Now let's understand how the programming starts and what are the factors responsible for that. For that, I'll use a term called the subconscious mind. So you've got two minds. One is the conscious mind, which is the prefrontal cortex, which is the frontal side of the brain, and the limbic systems of the brain, which is holds the subconscious programming. And how all these things happen. For a newborn baby, the conscious faculty is not yet developed. So it is everything about the subconscious mind. So let's understand with an analogy. It's like a sponge which has all the power to absorb whatever is put on it. Similarly, the subconscious mind for the baby is constantly downloading data, informations from his surroundings. How? Two of the faculty or two of the senses which is responsible for that. One is the what the baby is constantly seeing, and the second one is what the baby is constantly listening. So two of the senses which is primarily designed and responsible for the programming. That is why for a baby, by the time it is 6-7 years of age, what he or she is listening, what he or she is constantly seeing is building. There is this infrastructure which is constantly building inside of it. And it is primarily driven by the feeling. Why? Because the subconscious mind is a feeling mind. The conscious faculty is not yet developed. He or she cannot reject or accept anything because the conscious faculty is not yet built. Whatever is going inside is constantly being observed because the conscious gate is absolutely wide open. Now let's understand what that baby from age 1 to 7 is keep on seeing and listening. Most of the time, the environment in the house is all about the programming is depend on 3 factors. And the first factor is repetition. What is being repeatedly being told, what the baby is constantly listening to. Second, who is repeating? Parents, teachers, and siblings. So that is for the baby, the point of influence is these 3 persons. And third, because of the content, how the baby is being perceived, which is resulting in the feelings. So is it feeling encouraged? Is it feeling motivated? Or the content is full of fear because of which it's creating doubt and worry. So there are 3 factors which is deciding about the program. Repetition, point of influence, and the constant feeling what the baby is feeling throughout. And by that time he is almost 6 or 7 years of age, the programming is already done. Now we have to be very, very careful in this. Since we know the programming is constantly happening, if you look at the focus on the content, since the parents, the teachers, and the siblings are not aware of it, the programming is happening for the newborn baby, the people become very casual and unaware about the content. And most of the time, the contents are based on how much of percentage you score. For example, if he or she is having an elder brother or sister and he is constantly being monitored or being questioned about how he or she is scoring in different subjects, and for the newborn baby is constantly downloading the information from the environment, and because of which one of the programming which is constantly being installed, the worth of me is absolutely depend on how much I score, and because of which the worth of the person is constantly being decided by marks. Second, the majority of time the discussion is happening about lack of money, and because of which the baby is constantly having and programming that earning money is very, very difficult. I need to work extremely hard to earn money. So 2 of these fundamental factors are not being driven properly, because of which by the time the child is 7 years of age, he has got a subconscious programming which is not his or her own. It is what he is downloading constantly from the environment. His programming is already done. And because of which it's create a very tiny fracture in his self-image. We'll go deeper and understand this content very, very well. And for this particular video, you must be very, very clear how the programming happens, who is responsible for that, what are the factors is responsible for the programming. Because of the programming is already done, how he or she is going to behave in the near future. All right. So I'll see you in the next video and take it forward for the further deeper contents. And do not forget to subscribe and get into the website as given in the link, where you will find amazing content which is further going to enhance you as a human being. Take care and see you in the next video.